What are you drinking?
This is seawater.
Why?
I'm gonna drink seawater like my hero, Aquaman.
Babe, I don't think Aquaman drinks
No, it's fine.
seawader, but I don't... Okay, okay. Okay. A little salty?
Yeah, it tastes like fish guts. No, it's good.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Night at the Movies. Tonight we saw Aquaman. We actually saw this movie twice, and we took vigorous notes. We bought our notebooks to the theater, and like good little students, we were just scribbling away. Well, we actually judged a book by its cover with this movie. Remember when the teaser poster came out and it looked like a Windows 1998 screensaver?
Oh my god.
And the Getty...
My whole life became the Aquaman poster when that was released.
He was getting attacked on Twitter by like DC fans who had the Aquaman poster as their picture, and you were cracking the hell up at the Getty image shark.
Well, there's like 20 million CGI fish and then a single Getty image shark looking straight at Aquaman. Then the first trailer came out and it made the movie seem kind of grounded. The second trailer made the movie look like it was going to be CGI schlockfest.
Aquaman, with ability to summon and command all creatures of the deep, who with his teenage ally, Aqualad, guards and defends all that lives in the seas against the forces of evil. Aquaman, king of the seven seas.
June asked me my prediction of this movie before going in, and I remember thinking based on the trailers that maybe it might, like Wonder Woman, kind of captivate me for about 2 acts and then kind of just turn into CGI nonsense at the end. Even though it might be a little schlocky, maybe I'd like it a little.
So what did you think of Aquaman?
I kind of liked it a little.
What? Wait, really?
Well, it was bad. It was really, really, really bad.
Because I kind of liked it a little.
It was ham-fisted and schlocky. I think it was a lot of fun. I can't wait to see it again.
Wow. I thought you were gonna say you hated it. It was almost like a so bad it's good thing for me.
No, from a critical standpoint, almost every decision was wrong.
Oh god.
But from a Fast and the Furious sort of standpoint, I think that it grabs you onto your balls and takes you on an adventure.
Yeah, that's what I felt, just on the balls.
The adventure doesn't make any sense, and if you think about it too much, you'll have a bad time.
Yeah, I don't think a lot, and you'll enjoy it.
It's a fun ride, though. The whole story structure's sort of weak. Aquaman is already Aquaman going into this, so his character development is pretty mild. The plot is basically,
you are the true king.
I don't want to be king.
You are the king now.
Okay, I guess.
That's basically the plot.
This movie needed to happen before Justice League. Justice League and Batman vs. Superman already introduced the character and give him like a ton of backstory. They make up for the fact that the character has nowhere to go by literally making him travel all the way around the world to just give you like a new scene every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes. This was directed by James Wan, and this guy is busy, okay? He doesn't make Oscar-worthy content. He directed Fast and Furious 7. He directed Saw 1. He produced Saw 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The movie has a very disjointed feel. Nothing really feels properly connected, and I think the reason for that is that there's 4 writers.
Oh god, it felt like it. It felt like it.
This movie doesn't know what it wants to be.
We're going to actually start with the stuff we liked before we rip into it.
Let's see if I can find that. Where was that? It's a very small little index.
The stuff we like. I absolutely loved the aesthetic of Atlantis. I loved that 80s vaporwave, cyberpunk sort of like...
It's Tron underwater.
Yeah, it was basically Tron underwater, and I thought that was awesome. It was very spacey too, which makes sense because the ocean is basically space. We have so much unexplored territory down there. We're always finding new creatures, and it's very mysterious under there, like space. So it made sense that there were like stormtrooper type things, and all of the vehicles were like spaceships.
I liked it. They used a lot of real sets.
Did they?
Yeah, I mean, they weren't great. Some of them looked like the Rainforest Cafe at Disney. The cinematography was fairly solid. There was a couple weird shots, but overall I'd say that the positives outweighed the negatives. There were a lot of really cool wide shots, and that being said too, the visuals were pretty solid. Again, some terrible CGI. What are you gonna do when every movie today is CGI in front of CGI in front of CGI?
These are things we like.
Yeah,
Let's keep it at things we like.
But that being said, in general, the visuals were captivating.
It's like with a lot of DC movies though. They focus a lot on the aesthetic and the visuals, and then everything else kind of falls flat. But this one especially stood out. As far as trying to make Aquaman cool, I think they did a good job. Jason Momoa
I mean,
was good.
It's impossible to make Aquaman cool.
I think they did okay.
It's impossible. I love Jason Momoa. I think that as long as he hasn't peaked now, he could be like the next Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson type. If anybody could make Aquaman cool,
yeah,
this is the man.
Yes. Is that it? Is that all we liked?
Nicole Kidman's still holding it together.
Come on, Sleeping Beauty. Telepathic commands go out. Strange, stubby fish. Respond.
I'm all a tingle.
So we are getting to spoilers now. For fun, we're going to read our notes verbatim to each other.
Everything after this point is basically gonna be a roast. Jules Verne, destined to be in love, was never meant to be? Question mark, question mark. The movie starts off with Aquaman doing a voiceover saying that his parents were meant to be together. And then at the end of the whole montage, he says that they weren't meant to be together. It makes no fucking sense at all.
I said it was cute and I was hyped for a good movie, and then I have oh no.
Dad's CGI face and hair. Tamira Morrison, he's supposed to be younger in the opening sequence, so they give him this really terrible wig, and they give him an uncanny CGI face. It doesn't matter because he just wears a hat for the whole rest of the movie anyways. Great decision there.
Explosion. Stormtroopers enter.
Explosion number 1.
Oh my god! This is an ongoing theme you'll see. Basically, every time they had to segue into an action scene in this movie, there's an explosion. That's not even an exaggeration. Every time.
C carries away my tears.
No, we need to tell them. I have it written down.
Nicole Kidman's like,
where I come from, the sea carries our tears.
not here. Here we feel them. With his uncanny ass CGI face, it is the worst thing ever. That's the first time I burst out laughing.
I was going to this movie hoping, praying there was none of these like DC brand one-liners, and we get it in the first few minutes. No! Why? Who's in charge of this?
You know what's amazing in this film has 4 writers, yet this feels like it's written by the same schlock hack writer that wrote Batman vs. Superman.
There are so many scenes in this movie that are completely ruined because they cut away to a corny ass one-liner. Same with Justice League, same with Batman vs. Superman. What the fuck? Who is in charge?
Wait, there's more of that. Nicole Kidman's like, don't let him forget me. Like very quietly whispers, They're on the fucking dock, like next to the roaring ocean, and she just like an anime character's like, and then jumps away.
She jumps into the Windows 1998 screensaver. Don't let it forget me! Is that what you
More
wanted?
accurate!
Is that what you
That's
wanted?
more accurate, DC.
If they did that, you would have fucking lost it. Jumps into Windows 1998 screensaver. I have it. Okay.
Can't make Aquaman cool. Names are all so dumb! Exclamation mark. Lore is goofy. Literally fight crab people. The names are all dumb. Fucking King Arthur, Volko, Lumira, King Orm, Queen Atlanta, King Nereus, Tom Curry.
Okay, can we do it again without almost throwing up all over this?
What's this Tom Curry shit? How about a good old American name? Fucking Australian fuck. Nicole Kidman's Australian too. Where the fuck are they? So they're supposed to be in the Atlantic Ocean.
It's impossible for Australians to be in it.
2 Australians have no business being in the Atlantic Ocean. That's what I'm saying. Get the fuck out of it's our ocean.
It gets fucking stupid.
High fishy scene. When Aquaman's suddenly a kid and he's in the aquarium.
Kids are bullying him, and then the sharks in the aquarium will stare.
Well, the big shark punches the glass and cracks it. And for some reason, with this fucking shark fist.
You know, like, honestly, as this movie progressed, I wouldn't be at all shocked if a shark had a big shark
That is
fist
essentially what happened.
and punched.
And then the room doesn't clear. I would have immediately left that room
Yeah,
because the next logical step is for that room to fill with water, and then the shark will start to eat the people in that room. But instead, they all watch going as all the fish line up behind Arthur.
And then it zooms into his eyeball, and then the text is fish.
The fucking title is made of fish. The title is made of fish.
Aquaman is coming. All of you, go quickly. I'll give him a...
Oh, man. Am I glad to see you.
Aqualad, what's happened here?
Every time I looked back at Greg, this is what he looked like. He was just shoveling popcorn in his fat mouth and just laughing.
Villain intro, kinda cool. Music, I think I meant the bass music was
I have that
cool.
too.
Turns out that the villain theme isn't Black Manta's theme, it's just the generic
Bad
guy theme that plays every time there's a bad guy. So, total lack of imagination on the score. Scene stops dead to tell a story about a knife that we never see again for the entire rest of the movie.
This was your grandfather's...
At least 50% of the dialogue in any scene is exposition explaining the fucking universe.
There is the movie. It's the Zack Snyder spoon, even though Zack Snyder's not even involved in this movie. Honestly, why do they all feel like Zack Snyder? Aquaman pushing up submarine was neat, as far as Aquaman things go.
It looked like Superman underwater.
Yeah.
And that's essentially what Aquaman is he's underwater Superman. And in that sense, that shot of him lifting the submarine,
cool.
that was really cool. While Aquaman stops the submarine at first, Black Manta's like, we hit something. And then his dad's like, no, something hit us.
And then like 2 seconds later, there's more of that.
And then
shit.
all of a sudden, Black Manta's like, that's not a man.
I swear to God, I thought they were gonna go, that's an Aquaman.
But then they don't, and then all of a sudden Aquaman breaks in. Permission to come aboard. Down, 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 down. And then I burst out into laughter for the 4th time.
But then the funniest shit ever happened. Okay, so they're fighting, and then he hits like a little steam thing, and just a little puff of steam is coming out. Just like a tiny little... Fucking Aquaman walks through, and that guitar... Babe, the slow motion, why was it so awful? Out of nowhere, the movie
I know,
breaks.
they film a scene in 24 frames per second, but then slow it down, showing him very awkwardly down, 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 down.
Then somebody, somebody punches him in the face, and he goes like this. Down, down. 2 seconds after the steam. We get it. We get it that you're overcompensating because Aquaman isn't cool.
We learn Aquaman's attack of choice is to slam guys against walls until they are unconscious.
Throw heavy shit at people,
Well,
that's his power.
That's a good one. I mean, he does that a couple times too. Story disjointed like Man of Steel. The tone shifts constantly. Tron to Man of Steel to anime to Avatar to the other Avatar.
The tone is all over the place. Probably the messiest tone I've ever seen in a movie for a long time.
We made fun of Justice League and Batman vs. Superman for this, but this is the worst one, hands
the
down.
cake.
They're committee movies. It's all about taking things that worked from other movies and trying to mash them into one movie.
And it wasn't like from scene to scene. It was in the same scene.
There's literally a scene that has 6 music changes. And it's not like the music goes from like sad to happy to angry. It changes fucking styles from like orchestral to rock and roll to like Tron 80s synth. It feels like there were a million hands in the pot in this one.
Oh,
and then
definitely.
everybody got their turn for
shows.
everything.
Everyone got a turn and it shows.
Title of your sex tape.
Rumbling madness. It's got me.
Help! Aquaman! Help!
Okay, Tadpole, let's go.
Aquaman and Black Manta fight. First fight, outmatched. Black Manta was no match for him. It didn't even make sense that he was still standing after the first couple hits. Then good old Dad, his football coach Dad, he's like dying, drowning. You need to live so you can kill that son of a bitch. Great dying words, Dad.
It was so corny. Kill that son.
I'll remember that always.
Jeans in salt water are fucking killing me.
You have a thing with jeans in general.
I have a huge thing with jeans. Don't sleep in jeans. Take off your jeans.
She won't
They're
even let me
uncomfortable.
sit on the fucking couch.
No, take
in
your jeans off. That's all I ask of you, please.
Is that normal?
Just they look so uncomfortable. Like every time he came out of the water and he's wearing those tight ass black jeans, I could just feel the sticky.
He was wearing leather
So-
boots too. I agree. That makes me feel like heavy and uncomfortable.
You feel the sand and the salt.
So his dad takes him to the bar, and then it starts off kind of fun. That's the one thing I liked. We'll add that to the things I like. Is I like the relationship between Arthur, Aquaman, and his dad. But just like every other scene, half of every scene is fucking expositions. Dad gives lamest inspirational speech. Unite our worlds.
Oh yeah. So his biker gang comes up to Arthur. His biker gang comes up to Arthur and
Arthur.
I can't say the name.
Arthur.
His biker
King
gang.
Arthur.
This biker gang comes up to.
Now you biker gang.
This biker gang comes up to Arthur, and they're like, "Hey, aren't you the fish boy? Fish man. Can we get a picture?" And there's like a pink iPhone, and it was funny.
They were the funny ones, and he was the serious one being put in a funny situation. The problem with the movie is that it doesn't stay consistent with that. Seahorse and shark meeting immediately set up as Goofy. Look with legs spread out.
I don't even know what you're referencing.
All of the Atlanteans, they meet under the ocean, and they're all riding seahorses and sharks. And fucking Willem Dafoe literally has his legs spread completely all the way out on his fucking shark. Believe it or not, the seahorse people didn't look so stupid.
No, I actually thought like the mystical fairy tale underwater creatures.
Well,
were
the idea
fine.
of riding the sharks was cool, but design the saddle with like people's body shapes in mind, like elevated so your legs could go down normally.
They were just man spreading on the sharks the whole movie.
Looked like a Le Mans class or something. Dude, imagine how they looked in the fucking green CGI room.
What happened to the air bubbles thing in Justice League?
Oh yeah, I'm glad they got rid of that.
Yeah.
That was dumb.
We said that in our Justice League review.
This girl makes this air bubble around them, which apparently Atlanteans can't talk underwater, but they can just create random air bubbles underwater. I don't know where the air comes
I hope
from.
to God there's no standalone Aquaman movie, because could you imagine
there's
every
gonna
dialogue?
be. There's gonna be.
Okay.
No Steppenwolf going, bah, bah.
Dun dun
Oh
dun.
yeah. Ocean Master. Dun, dun, dun. And then explosion number 2! Immediately there's an explosion right next to everybody. It turns out they're all under attack by a submarine.
It's action time, therefore explosion.
And for some reason they believe that the surface dwellers did this, even though it's one really lame submarine.
Ariel is hot. Oh, the redheaded girl, Mara.
Wait, what does it say?
Ariel's hot.
Okay. Little Mermaid shows up, gives exposition. You are the king. It is your destiny. You must unite our people. Even though we literally just fucking heard this 5 minutes ago from the dad. Dumb dialogue.
Yep, the end.
Come?
What?
You can't make me. That's the dialogue.
That's Mira under some weird ray.
We've got to get her out of here. If you don't release that girl, we will...
You will what?
The conspiracy dude on TV is all the people you mock.
Oh,
Aquaman's real, and everyone's like, ah.
Oh, literally is. That's the fakest looking news set
Yeah,
I've
that
ever
was
seen, by the
really
way.
fake. That's cheap.
The conspiracy theorist guy was even like hunched over the desk weird. It looked like they just threw that set together in the last second.
I have PS2 graphics, but whatever, because at this point I'm just so desensitized by how bad the CGI is. The underwater CGI, I'll give them a pass.
No, the underwater CGI was fun.
It's gonna age like milk.
Well, it's gonna look
it's gonna
terrible.
age like milk.
Yeah, on the silver screen it looked fine. But I can imagine by the time we get it on Blu-ray that
Imagine in 5 years and it'll like...
it's gonna look like Mario Odyssey or something. Flashback to Kid Avatar. Flash forward to Atlantis Tron.
Goofy banter falls so flat. So the chemistry between Mara and Aquaman, what chemistry, first of all, and second of all, what the fuck? The banter is so bad. Every joke, everything between them is just unnecessary. I wish there was an edit of this movie with all the cheesy one-liners and all the banter cut out, and it would have been better.
They weren't fun together at all. They literally had to change his character to create a new character dynamic instead of creating Ariel, the Little Mermaid, to sort of fit his character better so that they would have an interesting style. And it literally devolves to the point where he's the goofy guy doing the goofy things.
He's the goofy, stupid guy out of nowhere. Only when he's with Mera, and it's bad.
Coming down here keeps the animals out. Gets pretty messy. And he throws a fish out. How's dumb. Also, I have security sharks. You remember when they're going in with the Tron thing? We have to go this way. It's the only way in. We can't go over the wall. The security is impenetrable. And just as she says security is impenetrable, the camera shows us a fucking shark with laser cannons mounted to its fucking head.
Sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their heads.
Did this movie feel like a video game to you?
Oh yeah, no, this movie definitely had video game logic. Aquaman was always given an objective, and as soon as he met that objective, he would get a new objective. And then that's how the plot would progress.
Every scene was like a level. Every segue was an explosion. But before that, there would be like the, what is it called? The cutscene, where the characters talk, the NPCs talk. And then all of a sudden, explosion. Now you gotta fight. I know that video games are kind of like movies now. But this was so distractingly like a video game.
Well, as he progressed through the levels, there was always an increase in difficulty, more tension.
There was always a new McMuffin, what is it?
Willem Dafoe, he's telling him to collect the new MacGuffin, the magic trident, and then the explosion number 3, right next to them, stormtroopers come in, fish stormtroopers. And I actually kind of like the design of these guys and the laser cannons, it's fun. But after they defeat the first wave of the white stormtroopers, the red stormtroopers come in. Now you know they're in trouble.
It's like a video game when you kill the first few and then like the harder ones come in and then you gotta kill them.
Then Aquaman takes out a few of them and then there's one left that comes in last and Aquaman's like, suppose you don't want to talk about this? Guess not. Might as well have. Has video game logic. Red guys.
See, we both thought it had video game logic. If we're both taking notes separate from each other and we both say this feels like a fucking video game, that's not good.
Leave them lionfish. Where'd they come from?
Move, tadpole!
I can't move.
Fight, Aquaman! Fight!
Super secret move, dumbest looking thing. They're fighting tridents with each other. Volko starts spinning his trident in a circle and a water bubble turns around it. Aquaman's trying to attack it and it's bouncing off. What is that? It's my ultimate move. I will teach you this when you've mastered the trident. Did you notice that Aquaman does learn that super secret move by the end? So, says it all right there. Yeah. Exposition again. Mom executed.
So then Volko explains to young Aquaman that his mother was executed because she had him. And Aquaman just immediately repeats, so you're saying that they executed her because she had me? What did that remind you of?
It was exactly like Last Jedi when the one woman was like, we've sent out the message, but no one's responded. Then the other woman goes, so are you saying they've heard the message, but they're not gonna come? This is like a new trend in Hollywood too, and I'm not loving it. Ring of Fire, tone shifts to sad about mom. Ding dong. That probably means something. The music, I think, went ding dong.
This movie is just so fucking corny, I can't. They're fighting in the Ring of Fire, and I know we say everything's like anime, because it is, but this was very anime.
And they show the signs, and it's like king on one side, and then the other side is like half-breed. And it's the most ham-fisted thing. The king starts going, ah, ah. I have that written down. It's
Me
just
too.
Like that. Octopus playing drums. Universe broken.
Universe absolutely broken.
You'd think that this is like some throwaway joke that nobody would think much about, but literally up to this point, they've established animals are an important part of the Atlantean culture, but they're distinctly beasts of burden.
They're like
They
vehicles.
ride them like vehicles, or the turtles were like transport trucks. They're dumb things that carry stuff for them.
That's the part where I'm like, are they being self-aware? Is this
I don't know.
self-aware?
It's-
Is this
it was-
movie self-aware?
It was
or
too Little Mermaid, though.
You have my mother's trident, strong but flawed, like her. I wield my father's, and it has never known defeat.
corny ass shit.
Anime dialogue during fight. They like cut to Willem Dafoe a couple times. I promised Atlanta I'd protect him. And then it cuts back to the fight. Then cuts back to Willem Dafoe. This isn't a battle, it's an execution. We just got an arena battle in a major release. Thor versus Hulk. And you contrast that with this, that took itself way, way, way too seriously.
Honestly, like, I feel like we can't compare Marvel and DC at this point. I know everybody does it, but it's just unfair.
I know, but what else are you gonna compare it to, though?
I know. So, during the fight, Greg just turns to me and goes, "This is like when you're playing with your 5-year-old brother in Mortal Kombat."
Yeah, at the end, he just keeps, boom, 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 until Arthur's trident finally breaks.
It's like when you play with me in Super Smash Brothers when I'm Samus. Look, I just have B, 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 B.
The Little Mermaid shows up in a submarine.
Cheesy one-liners ruin things.
Waiting for invitation? Come on, get in. Bitch, just say, get in.
Or just say nothing. Just open the fucking thing and he gets in because we're not stupid and we understand things. We don't have to be spoon-fed everything.
But June, she's quirky and cute, okay? So she has to say quirky, cute things. Schlocky CGI scene, suddenly Aquaman is goofy comedian.
yeah.
So this is where it shows that Aquaman is literally a different character when he's around the girl.
Yeah.
This is where you get that trailer shot of the CGI submarine going through CGI underwater with other CGI submarines shooting at them, and it's not a bad sequence.
Yeah, it was actually pretty cool.
But Aquaman's like, they're right behind us! They're right behind us!
Where the fuck did that come
Where's
from?
that tough guy that was like staring down a bunch of bikers?
Where's the guy 2 seconds ago that was just fighting in the ring of fire? All of a sudden he's like, they're right behind us! He was all of a sudden the Flash from fucking Justice League.
He was this close to dying, and now all of a sudden some weird CGI shit that he can't even see happening is scaring him? Okay.
I have Miss a Worldwide.
Whale takes them to Africa. Bulldog song.
Pitbull.
That's what I said. It's the
Oh my
it's
god.
the Pitbull version
Okay.
of Africa, and it's fucking garbage. It's gonna take a lot to take me away from you.
Mr. Worldwide.
There's nothing that 100 men
Darling.
or more could ever do.
Darling.
Press the rains
Mr.
down
Worldwide.
in Africa.
Darling.
Gonna take a lot to do
Yeah.
the things we never had.
Here we go. Mr. Worldwide. Yeah.
Ooh, those are some of the lyrics. Of
That's basically,
Africa,
that was the song.
I think.
He's lost his sting. Help! Aquaman!
He's lost his sting, but not his strength. I'd better get more help.
Distractingly cheap wig, but whatever. Not one to talk.
Exposition on plane again. They take like a couple minutes to sort of be like, are you okay? I can't go back home. And then there's just like a bunch of exposition about the way Atlantis works. She literally explains the emotions that she's feeling at the time. Sometimes you have to do the right thing, even when your heart wishes that you didn't. How about you just do the right thing and show the pain you're feeling because of it, instead of explaining to the audience what your emotion is? Maybe allow the audience to experience your emotion.
Goofy banter was fucking awful. Please no. Please stop. I'm begging you, please stop.
They're walking through the desert trying to find this like place that has the MacGuffin in it or whatever.
And they're just having goofy banter where they're fighting. We're in the desert. We're lost. Where are you taking me? Where are you taking me? I know where I'm going. You don't know where you're going. I know where the thing is. It's this way. We're lost. I want to punch you.
All right, Fight Club. Someone behind us in the theater went, huh? And I literally had to turn around to see what kind of buffoon would laugh at such an obvious, uninspired joke. I looked at the guy, trying to understand from what planet did he come that is considered humor. However,
Look what I found. What you found? Yeah.
He did actually find it, though. He literally
What was
fell
the point of
on
that?
it.
Why is every scene ruined with a shitty ass, corny ass, dumb ass one-liner? That's apparently chemistry. Whoever was writing this.
Uses face water. No water bottle? Fish people in desert with no water could have peed on it. So this would make sense if you've seen the movie. One of their objectives is to put this thing in the thing, and it doesn't work. Oh, it's been here drying up for thousands of years. It needs water to work. The Little Mermaid, like, takes water out of Arthur's face. This little drop, like fucking this much water off of his face, puts it on the thing, and then this 500 gallons of water appears in the form of a hologram, telling them what to do next. Where the fuck did that water come from? It was funny, I was thinking though, two Atlanteans walking through the desert without any water. You know, that's a real fish out of water situation, am I right? Wait, let me try that again.
No!
Turns out that the Atlanteans are tracking them. They know that they're in the middle of the desert. But then the very next scene, they're just all of a sudden in Sicily. Somehow they've climbed hundreds of feet out of the earth, made their way to a vehicle, taken that vehicle all the way to fucking Sicily, and the movie didn't think to tell us even how they accomplished even one of those steps.
They go to Sicily and all of a sudden it's live action Little Mermaid. I swear to God she was gonna take a fork and brush her hair with it.
Suddenly they're in Sicily and they're on a date. They're having fun, they're being cute.
She eats a flower because she's a fish.
She decides to impress a child, like a little girl with water bending. And then the little girl like runs away to show her parents all excited, and then Aquaman's like, I'm beginning to think that you're starting to like these surface dwellers. This is literally the first surface dweller she's ever interacted with. What the fuck do you mean beginning to? When did she not? What the fuck are you talking about, movie? What the fuck is happening?
Well, she said she didn't like them because of pollution and stuff.
You're right. There was exposition to explain that.
Yes, there
I
was.
forgot.
Yes.
There was exposition.
It was in the desert when they were doing the goofy banner.
I keep forgetting the essay's worth of exposition
Yes,
explaining
see?
the lore of this universe. Too bad the movie couldn't just show me that she didn't like surface dwellers.
Scene where Ariel's fighting the henchmen are cool. I'm so bored of this movie.
The king is trying to get the fishermen to join his army, and they're basically just Atlanteans that look like fish. Devil horns, fishermen betrayed. Aquaman's brother is holding his trident behind his back so that the top of the trident is doing the most obvious ham-fisted devil horn thing
Yeah.
behind his head.
Because he's evil.
It's like a fucking film student made that scene. It was so fucking corny. Aquaman knows history, apparently. Pops taught me. They've got like this bottle and they're trying to point it in the right direction to find something. And they have to put it in a statue, and Aquaman's like naming all of the characters that are statues. Gaphesius, he wasn't a king, he was a general. Vesuvius, no, he was a philosopher. Ah, there we go, there's the king. How'd you know this? Pops always made sure I knew my history. Well, maybe instead of all that fucking dumb exposition about him being the chosen one, they could have maybe established that his dad fucking taught him history.
How convenient.
It's just suddenly he knows history when he needs to know
So
history.
fucking dumb. Explosion!
Explosion number 4. One of the fucking statues explodes right next to their fucking faces. Black Manta says some deep shit. Can't even hear what he's saying.
Black Manta looks like a villain from the 1990s Power Rangers.
Black Manta fight. Make no sense.
Even the way that he was filmed, it was like an angle from down below.
Black Manta straight up looked like a fucking Power Ranger.
It was like matte black. It looked like a cheap rubber suit.
I liked his suit. So suddenly Black Manta can go toe-to-toe with Aquaman. I don't even understand how. He's just suddenly strong enough to fight him. Aquaman can fucking lift a submarine out of the ocean, but no.
Yipes!
I've got you, Pet. Trapped within the solid ice block, Aquaman issues a telepathic command to his loyal fish.
Babe, did an AI write this movie?
Part of the problem is that they're writing it for a broad audience. and let's bring this point up now too, is that this movie extremely outperformed Justice League. Justice League barely made its money back. Aquaman is still in theaters, and it's out-earned Justice League, and it's still earning money. Worldwide, it's earned about $1 billion.
Justice League, which has Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, all of these super popular, well-known superheroes, did worse than Aquaman alone.
And I'll admit, Aquaman's a better movie.
Yes.
I might actually say that Aquaman might even be better than Wonder Woman.
No. That's blasphemy.
Ironically, it's better. Unironically, it's worse.
Okay.
Old lady joke. What's the old lady joke?
I don't know. You have the strangest notes. Oh, when they crash into the building and there's an old lady and he's like, excuse me.
And she's sitting there knitting or some dumb shit.
That's been done like
literally
100
every
times.
superhero movie ever has done that. Saves one person from Belle, almost kills 6 others. There's a bell falling, it almost falls on someone, and he tackles it out of the way, flinging it at 6 other
Crowd
people.
of people. He almost killed a crowd of people to save one person. It's like that train.
I know, that's what it reminded me of too. Would you pull a switch to kill one person to save 6 people? Apparently not. Apparently not, Aquaman. The answer is no. Ariel doesn't even think to use her powers until right at the end, wine bottles. The entire fight, she's running, being chased, and it isn't until right at the very end, she's like, oh yeah, I have superpowers, and decides to take all the liquid in the wine bottles to attack the guys. All that build up for the most obvious thing fucking ever.
She has the power to, like, get, like, water.
Pull water out of things.
The people, don't they wear fucking masks?
They're
for
literally
water?
wearing suits that are filled with water. Pull that water the fuck out of their goddamn suits.
No, because then movie wouldn't happen.
Use it to lift them up and fly around. Like, do something clever. Like, she should basically be like Magneto to those guys when they're above the water.
That's too smart though, babe. This is DC we're talking about.
Wake up on boat, Lil Mermaid, playing wind instrument. So this is some dumb anime shit. Aquaman wakes up on a fishing boat going out to their next location. So at least they're showing us how they got to the next location this time. Little Mermaid is playing a fucking flute? How the fuck does an Atlantean who grew up under the ocean know how to play a fucking wind instrument? That doesn't make any fucking sense at all. Exposition again. This is just another excuse to stop dead and explain the universe to everyone.
Very cool shot down the trench.
Trench scene, visually spectacular, wide shot following them, but confusing as hell. So that's cool. They start to fight these evil fishmen, and as Aquaman's diving down, they're all following him in a big wide shot. That was gorgeous. Probably my favorite shot in the whole film. She doesn't really explain, Little Mermaid doesn't explain what they're doing there, just that that's the entrance. They see big magic thing. We don't have a choice. What? They get to the end of a hallway or whatever, and there's this big, like, green lightning storm going on. We, as the audience, have no idea what the fuck is going on.
It's like a green tornado with lightning.
And you'd expect Aquaman to be the, the protagonist.
What is that?
And, get explained what's going on. But instead, the Little Mermaid says to him, that thing will tear us apart. And then he says, we don't have a choice. What? What do you mean you don't have a choice? What the fuck is going on? What is that? How do you know what that is? How do you know to go through that thing?
We don't have a choice? Fucking what?
Did you forget to explain to the audience what is going on, sir?
Like, how does all of a sudden he know? We don't have a choice. Shut up. I hate this movie, but I love it.
Least surprising reveal ever. Mom's here. No build up at all. Spend 5 minutes here.
They wake up in dinosaur level. I love dinosaur level.
Oh, they wake up in dinosaur times.
It's my favorite level. It's a great level.
They get separated and Aquaman's looking for the girlfriend, and she's immediately saved by some mysterious figure. The mysterious figure takes her onto the beach and then immediately takes her helmet off, revealing that it's Aquaman's mom. Both of us knew that it was going to be her, but even then there's like no build up to it. What's the point of having this mysterious person if you're going to immediately reveal who the fuck it is? So dumb. Wouldn't it have made more sense if they had made it into this land, like maybe somewhere halfway through the movie, they had to spend some time here, and then that way there was this mysterious character that was like helping them out in the distance,
Baby.
and then right at the end it's revealed that it's his mom.
This is just the cutscene. It has to be short.
Literally is just like a, hey, let's put the mom in
And then the mom
movie.
is like, you must go fetch the trident. It's down there under the waterfall. Then we get to my favorite cutscene of all.
Karathan. Sounds like Kraken with lisp.
The Kraken.
Yeah, the mom's like, you have to go see the Kraken. What? The Kraken? Oh, Kraken.
So we find out the boss of the next level is the Kraken,
And this
who
is-
is guarding the trident. The Kraken is like surrounding him. This is the cutscene, right? This is where the screen goes like this. And the Kraken's like, no man has done this. Nobody has done this. No mortal is worthy of this.
We have never seen such an unworthy person, and you're the most unworthy half-breed. How dare you come here?
We fucking get it.
Talks to Kraken, flashback to aquarium. Screw you.
So to defeat the Kraken, Aquaman just goes,
And he puts his hand up, doing the woo 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 fish talking thing. I'm a nobody. I don't deserve this. I'm just some guy trying to save his people. And if that's not good enough for you, then screw you. That's literally the fucking line.
just like this. Bam!
like
Every
some,
time the one-liner hit.
It does a flashback to the aquarium halfway through that scene to remind you that Aquaman can talk to fish. In case you can't remember, that Aquaman can talk to fish.
You already talked to the whale, though,
Aquaman
before
can
that.
talk to fish, and this is just so you remember.
Okay, just so you remember.
It's only the only power he has that everybody knows he can do, in case you forgot.
So he defeats it by talking to it, and he grabs the trident, and what happens, baby?
And then it like zooms into his eyes, and it shows lightning going from like fish to crab.
And he's in the fucking audience right next to me, loudly going, we got fish, we got crabs, we got whales, we got crab people. I'm like, baby, shh, we're not the only people in the audience. He's cracking the fuck up.
It's so ridiculous. I was just broken. I was broken by
dumb.
this point.
It was very, very, very
And
dumb.
and it doesn't get less ridiculous after that, because the next shot is Aquaman walking through the waterfall holding his new trident, and he's just wearing the Aquaman armor now for no reason. It just
magic.
appears on him.
It's magic.
Superhero costume reveals are one of the most important part of a superhero film. They don't always show how the hero made the costume or even put the costume on, and that's fine. And at least Sam Raimi showed that Peter Parker did drawings so that you got an idea that like he was thinking about the costume. You can't just have him wearing the costume with no explanation. That's ridiculous, and it robs the audience of a really important part. You have to build up to this shit.
Unless Aquaman gets here soon, I'm a goner.
The Sea King issues a telepathic command to a school of blowfish. Grab these blowfish, tadpoles. Now as the inflated blowfish hold the line for a precious few seconds.
Hurry, Aquaman!
Fight crab people, not humans. The final fight scene is the big schlocky Wonder Woman CGI fest. Atlanteans on sharks going up against an army of crab people. Everything leading up to this point makes you believe that they want to fight the humans,
Yeah.
and that the end goal is for them to fight the humans. But the climax of the movie, they're fighting an army of crabs.
Greg just turns to me and goes, why are they fighting crab people? Oh my god, I don't care. And we just kind of checked out there during the whole big battle.
And the king of Atlantis like comes down, he chops off the crab king's hand. Would you have me call you your majesty? No. Call me Ocean Master. Dun dun dun. What the fuck is this
Like, this
shit?
is the point of the movie where we're supposed to care a lot, and this was the point where I cared the least.
We've never seen the crab people up until literally this moment, and we're supposed to give any fucks about them at all. Shoot me in the fucking face, DC. Kill me now, please. Oh, God. Just end it. End the pain. Can't make Aquaman cool. Literally riding a Kraken, and he isn't cool. Aquaman appears riding the Kraken monster, just fucking indiscriminately destroying everything and everyone around them. Fuck the Kraken! crap, people, we're here to kill everyone to stop this madness from happening by creating more madness.
I heard him while he was taking notes, and he was just like, can't make Aquaman cool.
People die around them while they kiss.
Oh, yes! Aquaman and Mera kiss, and there's explosions in the background. It's kind of like fireworks. It's supposed to be romantic, but it's literally people dying and exploding.
That being said, though, the shot was cool when the camera was
my
panning
God,
around them.
yeah.
The way the light from the explosion was reflecting off of the scales on his
Yeah, it
armor,
was
I thought looked
beautiful.
really cool.
Everything, like, visually was great.
Ends exactly like Avatar. I was saying that this rips off James Cameron's Avatar, but it literally ends the same way, where Aquaman has to tame the baddest beast in the land that everyone knows about, and then to defeat that army, he has this wave of stampeding animals fly directly at them. And then he has a fucking knife fight. That's exactly how Avatar ends.
I don't really remember Avatar, because I only saw it, like, the first time it came out, and I was with my parents, and the sex scene when they put their tails together was really awkward, and I left the room. The fight scene between him and his brother I thought was really good. Really well done.
It could have been worse, yeah, I agree. It had slowed the movie down to have like a nice grounded, no superpowers, nothing fancy happening sort of toe-to-toe battle. Water shield move, everyone is amazed. So Aquaman masters the ultimate move. His brother can't get through the water shield, and then Aquaman goes, ah, boom! But doesn't have to spam it because he's an expert Mortal Kombat player.
Did she go home and get a dress?
Mom is in pretty dress somehow.
The mom just randomly shows up in this beautiful sparkly white dress, and we just start cracking up, and Greg's just like, did she go home and get a dress and come back?
She just kept that dress in the dinosaur land for 20 years?
There's like little petty things like that that really don't matter, but they kind of like took you out and you're just like thinking about them. Like the makeup, how is their makeup always on perfectly?
Waterproof makeup.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's how that works, baby, definitely.
Then Aquaman flies up in the ocean, which looks sort of cool, but then breaks up out of the water. I am Aquaman. And that's the very last shot.
And the credit song, the end credit song, completely ruins the movie. It was so out of place.
So the very next thing is a pop song.
Yep.
What's the song?
Everything happens for a reason. I know the reason is you. I don't know if that's the lyrics, but that's what it was like.
But that was a very Sony moment, because that's the thing Sony does, is they put unnecessary pop songs in their movies to make it seem like hip and cool, but then these songs age immediately. What you need to do at the end of the film is build up to like this cool feeling, and then keep that feeling going into the credits, so that when people are walking out of the theater, they're still feeling that like, oh, I'm Aquaman, oh, I'm so tough, it was so cool, I love that movie, oh, the fish were so fishy. Oh, you want to walk out with that feeling still going. You don't want to walk out going, everything happens for...
It brought the movie so down. It was like, Aquaman jumps out of the water, I'm Aquaman, and then...
That's the worst place for a tone shift. The absolute worst place for a tone shift is when the fucking credits start.
Yeah. That was about it.
Oh, wait. After credit establishes Black Manta for next movie. This was dumb because it made me realize that all the time that we had spent with Black Manta, showing how he was motivated to kill Aquaman, showing how he had built his Black Manta suit with the Atlantean technology. It was all for nothing because it turned out that Black Manta was sort of like Boba Fett and barely affected Aquaman at all. The only consequence of it being in the film was that Aquaman didn't know how he got from Italy to the middle of the ocean on the boat. He just missed some of the travel time.
It's like the only time we see that knife again, that was his grandfather's, is at the end. The last thing we see is the knife.
The grandfather's knife that we had to stop dead to hear about in the opening scene. The second time you see it is in the end credit scene, so... Cool character there, guys. Cool character with the Black Manta. It really made him a real threat there. Made him really interesting. Thank you. I want the action figure, though, because that was a really cool suit.
No. You have no room. We're not going to put Black Manta.
There's some space between Batman and Superman.
No, there's no
for
space
Aquaman
between the
and
12
Black Manta.
stormtroopers.
Should I get the Flash?
No.
No, he was dumb.
Relax, tadpole.
So how would you rate this movie out of 10?
Critically, I would give it like a 4 out of 10.
I agree. Critically speaking, this movie does not pass. It is a fail.
How much fun I had was like a 6 out of 10.
I hate using numbers for this, so I'll say that it rests well within the so bad. It's
Yes.
good, dumb, schlocky, fun summer blockbuster that came out at Christmas time for some reason. Don't make a movie where people are in the underwater during like the coldest time of the year, because it's miserable and doesn't make me want to be wet at all. That's my recommendation.
Go see it if you want to have fun, get your friends together, and just laugh at the schlock.
You know,
This is a
whether
schlock
you like
fest.
superheroes or not, and even if you are, a big fan of Aquaman, do those exist? You'll like this movie on some level, so you'll enjoy it. So I think everyone should see it.
I'm very hopeful for Shazam. I hope that DC can pull their shit together. Pray to the gods that Shazam is good and there's no cheesy one-liners, and pray that they actually do a fun movie instead of a dark, brooding movie.
I'm upset about there being no Wonder Woman 2, though. It's frustrating they stopped that production dead. And it was going to be 80s, so it was going to have that Tron feel too, and I think that would have been really cool. And I don't think that this world gets enough Gal Gadot.
And we're done. Good night, everybody.